Yes, people, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. Welcome to today's transfer talk brought to you by Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air settings. As it is absolutely roasting outside, 30 odd degrees, and it's heating up in Newcastle's pursuit of a striker in the transfer window. We're going to get on that in a second. Just want to bring you some news there today that's just broke in the last half an hour or so, is that Newcastle United's Carabao Cup second round draw away to Tranmere Rovers is going to be live on Sky Sports. That will be played on Wednesday, 24th of August, 7:45 PM kick-off at Prenton Park. It's a big week for Newcastle, that, a week of away days. You know, they've got Wolves away that week, they've got Tranmere away that week, and they've got Liverpool away that week as well. So it's a big, busy week of away days for Newcastle in the pursuit of Cup success there. Tranmere away, it's not going to be an easy game, that. They're going to be dead up for it. That's why the cameras have been put in place at that stadium for this game. They're all going to be hoping for a bit of a cup upset. Unfortunately, for me anyways, I wanted to play the Mackhams in the next round. They got beat last night against Sheffield Wednesday. Middlesbrough also exited the club, so there's no chance of any derbies there. Tranmere Rovers away, first game of the League Cup, first game of any tournament trophy-wise this season. So it's a tricky one, it's an awkward start. Let's see how we get on. We're going to be on TV, so stay tuned in for that. On to transfer news now. There's some big news that broke last night, and it's carried on throughout the day as well, that Newcastle United are about to bid for Goncalo Ramos. Now, Goncalo Ramos is Benfica's striker. The 21-year-old Portuguese star has been lined up to replace Chris Wood and provide competition for him and Callum Wilson in Newcastle's front line. Now, Newcastle being knocked back this window for the likes of Calvert-Lewin, for originally Hugo Ekitike, for many other players in that forward line. Goncalo Ramos, whatever you want to call him, Ramos, is the next one in line there to be tipped for Newcastle United, to be tipped to play in black and white next season. Now, we're expecting a £25 million bid from the Toon Army to Benfica for Ramos. Now, this is reported by Fabrizio Romano, and it was also on Sky Sports News yesterday that we will be pursuing Ramos. That's who we have identified as our new target up front, one for the future but one for now as well, to provide competition at that front line if and when Callum Wilson gets injured, and offer a bit more diversity in that front line instead of Chris Wood as the one and only backup striker, who, let's be honest, isn't really much use, isn't really a big backup striker, is he? Especially in terms of goal threat. Now, Ramos has scored a hat-trick already this season in qualifying for the Champions League. In the Champions League qualifying rounds, Ramos has scored a hat-trick against FC Michelin, so he's already off to a good start there. And Newcastle are currently battling off competition from newcomers Nottingham Forest, who, as we know, with the likes of Jesse Lingard, have been splashing the cash and have no reason not to on Ramos as well. So that's our competition. Benfica are apparently open to this move because they've got a new striker and they've got other priorities going forward. So they are open to a good offer for Ramos. Apparently 25 million is what we are going to put in. That would seem to be enough to get Ramos away from Benfica. Benfica would be happy to accept that and put that money elsewhere. Goncalo Ramos is a product of Benfica's youth academy. He scored 8 goals in 46 appearances last season. And just like Hugo Ekitike, there is also competition from Paris Saint-Germain. PSG just trying to sign every fucking young talent across the globe. Nice one, Paris. Really appreciate that. But surely not, after they've took Ekitike from us under our skin. Surely they're not going to get Ramos as well. This one could be looking likely to happen in the next week or so, according to the likes of Fabrizio Romano, who sees Newcastle's bid being accepted from Benfica of around 25 million. The player being happy and prepared to come to Newcastle, and everything seems to be falling in place for this deal to happen this summer. Well then, what do we know about Ramos? Ramos, what do we know about him? Young Portuguese star, 21-year-old, up front for Benfica, out-and-out striker. That's it really. There's really not much about him. He's only just broke onto the scene in recent times. Is it one of those Hugo Ekitike ones? It's a bit of a gamble, isn't it? We haven't seen much from him. We don't know that much about him. His stats aren't really there to behold, to be seen, because of it being in Portugal. You know, they're not really classed as one of the top 5 leagues. There's not that much we can really stick at, aim at, recover at in terms of what he's all about. But does look like a handful. Does look like a good attacking player. Eye for goal. I mean, I've never seen him play. This is just what I'm going off on the report. You know, 21-year-old, fresh, hungry, loads of potential, can offer that competition up front. I'm not sure about this one. I really don't. Like Ekitike, I'd seen bits of Ekitike and whatnot, and the transfers, and like I said, did a bit of research on Ramos, but there isn't that much out there. There really isn't. So I'm struggling to get massively excited about this one, to be honest with you. I'll always be honest with you on the Magpie channel. I don't know that much about Ramos. I've never seen him really play, and I don't know what he's capable of or what his future holds. But he is obviously highly rated across Europe. If PSG are linked with him, that's a good sign, because PSG and the likes of them, Real Madrid, Juventus, those type of clubs always try and recoup the up-and-coming stars. So if we're battling with them type of clubs for his signature, that's a good sign. 25 million, big price tag, hasn't really proven anything yet. I don't know, it's a tricky one. For me, I would like to have seen someone else. I don't know why I'm winning for that. I mean, Guri as well, you know, I linked with him earlier in the window from Nice, and other players we're going for. But in terms of what Newcastle are looking for versatility across that front three, to play on the wing, to play up front, to offer competition for Wilson, to have a bright future, to kick on in times coming in the years to come for potential wise. I guess he ticks those boxes. He's another one where we've looked at like an Ekitike style, where the best years are ahead of him. He's showing glimpses. He's showing that he can do it. Can he do it on the big stage? Time will be told. You know, will he break into Newcastle, have an impact this season? Will he go out on loan for a bit? We need someone to come in and provide competition for Wilson. They obviously feel he can do that. And the tricky thing is with Newcastle at the minute, obviously they're inquired for the likes about Calvert-Lewin and that, and Ivan Toney, priced out of those moves. They were offered 50 million plus and were asked to bring Ivan Toney back from Brentford. Mental, 1 year in the Premier League. But the thing is with that is that the likes of Toney, the likes of Calvert-Lewin wouldn't want to play second fiddle to Wilson. They wouldn't want to be on the bench. Whereas a young, hungry striker like Ramos would come in, would compete, would give his all, would put pressure on Wilson to perform. So it kind of makes sense in that terms. You know, you're saying the striker there who's going to give his all, battle it out for a position, not expect to start, not going to huff when he's not starting, and really try and compete with the main man and break into the team, I suppose. So in all those aspects, it kind of makes sense. Ramos, though, very, very heavy linked through Sky Sports, Fabrizio Romano, and many other journalists to Newcastle United. A bid is expected of around £25 million any day now. So we'll wait and see if that one does come to fruition, but that's the biggest one today for your transfer talk. Let us know, do you know anything about Ramos? Would you be happy with that signing? Is that the kind of signing you want to see? A young striker come through, like I've just explained? What's your feelings on it? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the Magpie Channel TV, and I'll see you on the next one.